Hi guys, welcome to the Paletteful Packs YouTube channel. My name is Alice and I have the January 2020 Paletteful Packs Premiere Pack here in front of me. So let's go ahead and open it up and see what's inside. Alright, so everything in here is blue, so fun. And this is the Premiere Pack Penuary Challenge. So I'm guessing we're going to get a lot of pens in here. So the first thing that I see in here is this Art Alternatives Artist's Pencil Pod. So this is an artist storage pod. It's designed to hold approximately 4 pens and a set of 12 pencils. It's constructed of hand-sanded hardwood, and it has a sliding lid with a snug ball-bearing closure. So let's go ahead and open this up. This is what the pod looks like, and as you can see, it just slides in and out. This is the closure right there to keep it nice and snug. Ah, that's a satisfying noise. Okay, so pencil storage case, super cute, love this. All right, underneath all the crinkles, we have quite a few pens and some paper. So let's pull out all the pens first. So there are 5 pens in this box. The first 3 that I'm going to talk about are by Pentel. So these are the Pentel Micro Brush Sign Pens, and you're going to get the colors black, blue, and gray. So these are designed with actual microfibers, which have excellent spring and snap, kind of like a paintbrush. So the micro brush tip is going to be nice and small and fine, so you can use it for drawing or detailing. You can also use it for lettering and journaling, so that is super fun. They're also water-based, so you can create washes with a wet brush. Ooh, that speaks to my soul. The next brush that we have in here is a regular brush sign pen in the color black. So this is a brush tip. Again, it's great for a variety of techniques. You can do feathering, cross-hatching, calligraphy, detailed work, all kinds of stuff. The brush tip wipes clean with a paper towel, and it's not going to dry out if you leave it uncapped, which is really cool because I sometimes forget to push my pens till they click. The last pen that we have in here is this Faber-Castell Pitt Artist Pen. So it is in the color black, it has India ink, it's waterproof, and it has a high light fastness. It's also archival, pH neutral, and acid free. I have these, I've used them before. They are great pens. They are perfect for sketching, ink drawing, anything that you really need. These are great. Of course, the last thing that you need if you're going to be using some pens is a surface to work on. So we have here this Stonehenge white paper pad. This is an 8x8 pad. It has 15 250 GSM sheets. It's acid-free and it is 100% cotton. So this is a fine art paper, and it's going to offer a smooth and even surface with just a slight tooth, so it resembles vellum. It's going to be great for a variety of mediums, whether it's pen and ink, drawing, watercolor, printmaking, really anything that you can think of. So I am very, very excited to try this out with the pens as well. Okay, so this is everything that you're going to get in the January Penuary Premiere Pack. So let's go ahead and make some art. So as with all the Paletteful packs, the first thing that I have to do is make some swatches. I want to see how everything's going to perform on the paper, and I am very excited to try out this whole adding water to the pens thing. And wow, that was so fun. These pens really work well with water. They like melt away almost like watercolor pencils in a way. It's very strange. They work really nicely with water. So I use that a lot in this video. So when I started out, I just started out with a quick little sketch on the paper. This paper is really nice to sketch on. It does have that little bit of a tooth, which makes it nice and easy to sketch on, but it's not super, super toothy, so you don't get like graphite flying everywhere, and you don't get a bunch of smudges and things like that. So it's a really, really nice line, fine line between too much tooth and not enough tooth, and this paper did a really good job with that. So I just did a quick little sketch of a girl with some giant leaves around her. I've been experiencing a bit of art block recently, so I just didn't really overthink it and went with the first thing that came to my mind. When I started out, the first thing that I did was I used the Faber-Castell Pitt Artist Pen to go in and add the lines. And I started out with this one because it is waterproof. I tested it out when I was doing my swatches. I hadn't really given it time to dry at all, and it barely moved. So once you actually have it dry, it is smudge proof. So I started out with that to line out the image of the girl, and I also lined a couple of the leaves in the foreground, but I didn't put lines around all of them. I wanted to keep the leaves that were a little further in the background a little bit softer. Once I had all of those lines done, I went in with the water-based pens, which were so cool. They did have that really, really fine brush tip that I showed you earlier, and they really do feel like brushes. So I went in with the gray and the blue to start outlining some of these leaves, and then I went in and used hatch marks pretty carelessly, I would say, to establish some of the areas of colors, and then I added the water. And it was like magic. I felt like it just blended so beautifully, and you got so much pigment out of just a few brush. It was crazy. I was a huge fan of adding water to these. You could definitely get such fine strokes with these. I was very impressed by how truly fine you can get with these, and they're very easy to control as well. So I really enjoyed that, and I'm kind of excited to see how these work on other papers as well, but they worked so nicely on this paper. For the leaves, I just kept adding all of these different colors, the blue, the gray, and the black, and kind of layering them over each other in different proportions to create different tones. So for this darker kind of navy leaf, I added in blue and some gray and then a decent amount of black, whereas for some of the other blue ones, I would add in some blue and some gray. Or for this one in the corner, I only used blue, so it's a little bit more saturated and a little bit paler. I varied the distance of my cross-hatching to, help me get less ink on the paper so I could have things be a little bit more pale, like this leaf that I'm working on right here, which is much more of a lighter gray than all of the others. And as you can see, you can still see some of the cross-hatching marks coming through. They're definitely very blurred, but you can see them, which I think is such a beautiful effect. So I did try to keep that in mind when I was doing my cross-hatching, and I tried to make sure that the strokes were kind of going in a direction that made sense with the leaf so that when they're kind of showing through, it works well as a whole. So really fun technique that I very much enjoyed doing. For the actual shirt, I wanted it to be pretty solid black, so I just spent some time building up layers with the regular brush sign pen because it was the thickest. And so I just laid down one pretty casual layer, put water over the top of that, and then I just continued to layer that up until I got a nice solid black turtleneck, because I thought that would be a really nice contrast against everything else if I had this really nice solid black. Then I went in for the hair, and I thought these brush pens were going to be so nice for the hair, and I was totally right. They are so great because you can get really fine with them and you can just kind of flick them, and it's just like instant hair strokes. So one of the reasons that I was excited about that was because I had drawn, this big braid, and that was kind of what I was thinking in my head when I was sketching this was, oh, I can't wait to use these pens on hair. So I used the blue and the gray to kind of get some directional strokes around the whole kind of head, and then I went in with water and added it pretty liberally to areas, but I tried to keep some areas dry to create areas where there's going to be highlights and more harsher areas of light. So I didn't blend all of it out. I just kind of added in water to most of it. Then I decided to add some shading to her face. I just decided to use the gray for this and try to keep it pretty sparse. I didn't want it to end up really muddy or anything like that. I added some gray to her upper eyelids to kind of imitate some eyeshadow, and I also focused it on the lips. The blue from the hair kind of bled out, but I liked how it looked like she almost had blue blush. So I had this idea to actually go in and put the paintbrush on the tip of the pen and get a very light wash of blue that way so I could add that to her cheeks. It totally worked, and I was really proud of myself for thinking of it. After that, I just kind of added in some final details with these super fine brush pens. Mostly with the black, I went around and kind of touched up the line art, added some more details, really went in to emphasize some of those locks of hair and just kind of make her stand out a little bit more and bring the piece together a little bit more cohesively. Overall, this was a really, really fun box. I enjoyed it a lot. I felt like the pens were really versatile, and I was very pleased by the paper, and I'm really excited to try it again. I hope that you guys liked this box, and I can't wait to see everything that you've done in Penuary. Don't forget to subscribe to the Paletteful Packs YouTube channel to see all of our demo videos. And if you'd like to get your own box, the link is down in the description box below. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Have a great day. Bye!